Evening, Gasheads. Welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone is doing well as always. Appreciate the class support, and also want to quickly say thanks to everyone for 6,700 subscribers. We're now less than 300 away from 7,000, which is crazy. But yeah, appreciate all the support, everyone that was subscribed to the old channel, One Rovers Vlogs, and then everyone that's been tuning in since we, done the upgrade in September. So yeah, appreciate all the quality support as always. I know I always say it, but yeah, if it weren't for you guys, then yeah, we wouldn't be doing these episodes, videos, etc. But yeah, Neil, evening to you. How are you?
Yeah, good mate. You?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, positive point at Rotherham. As most of you are probably wondering, where's Josh? Josh can't make it tonight. He'll be in the comments, but yeah, he'll be back with us next week. But yeah, obviously, do hit the like button as always. Really does help out. The support on the first two episodes have been brilliant, so keep that up. Subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if we can get to 7K as soon as possible, then that would be brilliant. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comments while we're watching live. If you've got any questions for us after and you come in late or you missed it live, then do leave your questions. And of course, as always, leave your score predictions in the comments as well. Before we do get into it, like I said last week, I'll touch on the predictions so far. As you know, there will be a giveaway at the end of the season for the most points. So far, there's only been two people that's got a correct score. Lewis Pope and Matt's predicted us to beat Northampton 1-0. So they're currently top of the leaderboard, if you will. A few people got a point for, obviously, Rovers winning, and a few people said 1-1, including Neil and Josh for the Rotherham game. So, yeah, you've also got a point. So, yeah, we'll keep getting into that every week. And when there's more points on the leaderboard, I'll leave, like, the people with the most points. But, yeah, we are joined by Russ. We're going to do, get another fan on from, like we did last week early, because I think that's a little bit better. So, yeah, we've got Russ joining us from the Scarf Bagara War podcast. They're a Stockport County podcast. Really good. Been going quite a while. Do subscribe to their channel. They're on YouTube on the road to 2,000 subscribers, but they're also on all the other podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, etc. So, yeah, Russ, evening to you. How are you?
Evening. Not bad. Yeah, cheers.
No worries. So, yeah, like I said, get in your comments. And also, if you've got any questions to Russ about Stockport, the manager, the season so far, then do leave it in the comments below. But yeah, I want to quickly start off by going, what have you made of your recruitment? Because you've been quite busy like us. Obviously, the standout player being Louis Barry. But yeah, what's been your thoughts so far on your recruitment, and also the players that have left? Because there's a lot of experience that has left as well that's been with you quite a number of years as well.
Yeah, so I'll probably start with the players that have left, because I think you lads will know, and some of your viewers and listeners will know some of them. So the two that left that I don't say surprised about, but some people are disappointed about, was Paddy Madden. So obviously he left in the summer. Getting on a bit, but still really good at the level, and also Sarcevic as well. So he was instrumental for us last season. He was just a class above everybody else in League Two. So quite surprised that they both left. But on the other hand, I think, the rumour is, and it's probably fact to be fair, that we only offered them a 1-year deal because of their age and because of the step up. Yeah. And they probably wanted more than that, which they've gone and got at Bradford and Chesterfield respectively. So can't argue with that. And to be honest, the way the investment's going in our club, we're trying to rattle through the leagues to League One, and then sort of get ourselves ready for the Championship, which is the aim in the next 3 years. So, yeah, those are the ones that have left. Sorry, that have come in. I mean, we've signed loads that have come in, but yeah, you're right to pick out Louis Barry. I'm sure we'll get onto it when if we speak shortly about him. He's a bit of a cheat code at League Two, and he's proving to be the same in League One as well. That we've seen in the first 2 games. Others that we've brought in, we've got Onyango from Everton, who's a lone player. Fevrier, Jack Diamond, they've all come in. Fiorini's come in from Man City. He looks like a really good player. And the one that sticks out, that's always on our lips, is Lewis Bate. So he was at Leeds, ran his contract down. We managed to get him ahead of loads of other teams. He's 21 years old and he's been made our club captain. And again, he's just superb. I think he's far better than League One level. So we're so pleased to have him in the squad.
Yeah. Like you said, there has been a lot, and also, of course, the main thing is that you've kept a lot of obviously your players as well, the standout players like Horsfall, Kyle Wotton. I think is a really good player. I remember him when he was in Scunthorpe's team, come through the youth academy there. Obviously, that I think it's Olafe, if I'm pronouncing it right. That's the thing. Even obviously, we'll get on to your games, but yeah, he obviously come off the bench at the weekend and scored as well. So yeah, you've got a very good team, very settled team, and yeah, like you said, I think that's also our plan. Our owners have come out and said we want to get to the championship. But yeah, like you said, you've just got that momentum, haven't you? You won the league last year. Challinor has been brilliant. I mean, Neil, have you got any questions or thoughts on Stockport so far for Russ?
Yeah, I take an interest in Stockport. I quite like Stockport, the way they've gone about, the way they've approached it, what they've done, because it's all very well getting a load of investment, but it's how you approach it and what you do with it, really. And I'm interested. What did you think about the turning point of obviously getting rid of Gannon, and then who was it after that? Rusk, maybe, was it?
Yeah.
And then obviously the investment was there and spoke about, etc. And then you've opted to go for Challinor. Did that raise eyebrows? Was that something that the fan base got behind, or do you think that you could get what you'd consider a bit more of a more of an established manager that could take you through leagues that had operated at a higher level, sort of thing?
It's a good question. I mean, the upheaval of losing Gannon still cuts deep with a lot of our fans. Still, loads of people still remember that because he was here 3 times. His third spell, obviously the last one, and he was sacked because of cultural reasons. I won't go into that too much, but that was the reason they got. We got the investment before that, so Gannon was there when the investment came. So Mark Stott took over, got our director of football in, and that's where the clash ultimately came. So when he was sacked and we replaced him with what we consider to be an under-23 Brighton manager that played possession football, very much let's not lose before we try and think about winning. So it was boring football in the National League. So we were quite happy to a certain extent when he was sacked. We didn't know who was going to come in after that. There was loads of sort of these polls going around, and Challinor was on it all the time. And you had Appleton, I think, at the time as well, if I remember rightly. I must admit, I didn't vote for Challinor in any of these polls because I thought, well, he's only done it in inverted commas, like Hartlepool, Fylde, Colwyn Bay, these sorts of clubs. So what's going to change? Okay, you've got a load of money, but like you say, you've got to do something with that. So when he came in, I was very much cautiously optimistic. But honestly, he had 4 or 5 days with the team training. His first match was Bolton away in the FA Cup. Bear in mind, we were National League, mid-table at the time. Bolton were tipped to go up in League One, and we got a 2-2 draw at Bolton. But it wasn't just the 2-2 draw; it was the way they played. Immediately, anybody that had any doubts about it being Challinor, it had gone in 90 minutes because you could see they were on the front foot. They were playing intensively and just creating chances. So I think everybody to a fan is probably behind Challinor. So yeah, I think to answer your question, Neil, and that's a long way around, but yeah, probably people wanted a bit, somebody a bit more higher in the pyramid, perhaps. But 1 game in, 2 games in, yeah, everybody's sold with Challinor.
Yeah, he's just been brilliant, Annie, like you said. And that's obviously we'll get into like score predictions and stuff, but that's even though I think this will be a harder game than Rotherham, I think it, and I don't want to obviously mess anything up and say, and then we go and get smashed or whatever, but it's sort of better in a way that we tend to do better against teams that like to come out and attack. And I think obviously all the onus is going to be on you after your, brilliant start. I mean, tell us about your start, because obviously you're the same as us, back-to-back clean sheets. I mean, by the way, with Rovers, that was our first time we've kept back-to-back clean sheets in, a year and a half or 2 years since I think it was the end of our promotion winning season under Joey. I think it was Northampton away and Colchester at home. I think we won 1-0 both games. That was the last time we kept back-to-back clean sheets, which is mental. So, and obviously you're the same, but you've also scored 5 goals in the league on top of that. Obviously a 2-0 home win against Cambridge on opening day, a 3-0 win away at Blackpool last week. Obviously Critchley is now sacked. I think problems for them were from last season anyway, looking at Blackpool fans. But you did, was it 6-1 you lost in the cup? But to be fair, you played a lot of youngsters, didn't you? And I think that was Sammy Smoddick's last game, which he scored. Yeah, tell us about your start to the season. You must be pretty much over the moon, including all the other Stockport County fans.
Yeah, I think we are, to be honest. The first match, the thing we think with county fans is we have this thing that we think that we don't do well at the start of seasons. I mean, Claire's just commented in she's one of ours. Some people were calling for him to be sacked. It's either last season or the season before. I can't remember. Challinor. So no, it was last season. Because of the poor start. We got this thing. We got a poor start. Well, it's been 5 years since we won our first match, and I know you Bristol Rovers fans. It's 15 years, is it? Before
it was 13. Yeah,
13 years before you won your first match. First game in the first match. So who are we to complain? But honestly speaking, the Cambridge match, it felt so routine. It felt like it didn't even feel like we were back in League One. To be honest, it was like we're playing Cambridge, and it just we eased towards victory. It was helped by Louis Barry's goal, early goal,
that crazy goal,
and things like that. So that was pretty good. Yeah, into the 6-1. I mean, yeah, you're right. We played kids. I think in the match squad of 20, 8 were first team players, and we've got 9 injuries on top of that. So they weren't even the first team players, if you get what I mean. So it was a bit of an experiment, and we had one eye on Blackpool. So that was that. And then Blackpool on Saturday. I mean, personally, I thought they would give us a real good game, because they've not lost at home since November. They only lost 3 last season at home. I know there's a hangover from Critchley from last season, but honestly, it was even Stevens going into half time, and then we just pulled away in the second half, and Barry got his goal. Then Fevrier came off the bench and got his goal, and then Alafi came off the bench as well and got his goal. So really, really pleased, and we're hoping to build on that against Bristol Rovers, against you lot on Saturday, because it's another big test for us in this division. We see this as the next big, and it's going to be a lot harder for us on Saturday, because we know that you can play, we know that you can defend as well. So we're going to have to try and, Challinor's going to have to try and work that puzzle out.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting, because like you said, it's defensively we've started really well. We haven't really looked dangerous going forward at the moment, but I'd rather, for me personally at the moment, and I was, when I got asked this on the radio the other day, and even when other fans have commented on last week's episode, I would rather be keeping clean sheets and look solid defensively than having the problem of we're scoring but we're also conceding loads, because last season I think we conceded the 4th or 5th most in the league. I think it was 68 or 70 goals, something crazy. So I'd rather have the problem of scoring than, and I'd rather keep clean sheets at the moment. So hopefully it comes. Obviously, I'm not expecting loads of goals from us on Saturday. It'd be amazing if we could, but I'd solid defensively at the moment, and obviously Griffiths is been a big part of that, coming in on loan as well. Even into Kelly as well. Garside living in Bolton, I had the chance to watch Stockport already. They're a tough side, and our defense is going to be have to be 100% alert, definitely. Question: how much does Stockport value Olafe?
A lot. I mean, got him from Millwall a couple of seasons ago now. He's just come back from injury, not had a pre-season, and with his second touch, devastating against Blackpool with that shot. So pleased he's got off the mark so early. Value him a lot. I mean, I wouldn't like to put a price on him, but our whole ethos now is to get value out of the players that we sign, and we develop and we move them on. So I don't know about value, Yusuf, but yeah, a lot. I mean, he's our point striker. We've got Michael Mellon, who's on loan, but he's injured, and we've got Wootton as the big target man. But yeah, he was our top scorer last season. I expect him to be our top scorer this season.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got a lot of very good options, like you said. Even Mellon, he done well last season. I know he's injured at the moment, but yeah, you have got some good options. I remember that I'm pretty sure that Alafe was at Sutton on loan when
he was.
got
Yeah.
promoted out of League Two, and he done really well that season for them as well. So yeah, you've had some, and that's the same as us. We're the same as well now. Like in the past, like even under Joey, like even though I like Joey, he obviously he used to get a lot of experienced players, and obviously they'd be leaving on a free and stuff like that. But now with Taylor and George Friend, head of recruitment, we're the same. If you look at our squad, it's gone from like an average age of 28 to about 23, 24. Obviously, there's still experience. James Wilson, 35, Martin, 35, Scott Sinclair, 35. But a lot of our team now is, sort of early 20s or, 19, 20, stuff like that. So we're the same. We want to do that, sort of like what Peterborough have done throughout the years, really. Get young players in, sell them on for big fees. We're the same as well. And obviously you guys and a lot of other teams. And is it Clint Hill and Mangan there now? Did Mangan go there as well? Or has he gone somewhere else? But Clint Hill's still at Stockport.
Yeah, Clint Hill's still there because obviously Challinor and Hill played together. Not Mangan, no. Don't doesn't ring a bell.
I saw something that he went there as like first team coach, but I don't know if he's still there now. But it was like, I don't know, maybe I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago or something like that, wasn't it? That he went there.
Yeah, you might be right.
First team coach, so he might be part of your backroom stuff, but I don't think he gets a lot of attention. So
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did see something, but keep hitting the like button as well. Do subscribe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I thought so. Keep hitting the like button. Like I said, go and subscribe to Russ's podcast, the Scarf Bagara War, on the road to 2K. So subscribe to them. I've also left their channel in the description as well. So go and subscribe. And because shout out to Josh as well, because he was on there as well. He couldn't make tonight, but and also go and subscribe to Josh's channel, Gas Fan TV, and check out his TikTok. But I mean, getting into lineups then, what would be your starting 11? Obviously, we'll do our Rovers ones later on in the show and our predictions, but what would be your starting 11? I'm guessing you would keep it the same if there's no injuries.
Yeah, absolutely, which there isn't. So it's probably the same starting 11 that have started both games. So it's going to be Corey Adai in net, Horsefall and Pye at the back, Mingy right back, Ibu Toure left back, Lewis Bate in the centre with Collar and Camps. Then you've got Louis, Barry and Diamond on either side of the wing or sort of wide attack, and then Carl Wotton up front. That's what it'll. I'm predicting that's the 11 out of 11 on FanHub.
On FanHub. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and don't forget as well. Obviously, our FanHub code is in the going along the bottom of the description, scrolling around. So you do use that code. I think there's about 150 people have used the code on ours already, which is brilliant. So even if you don't go to games, you can still sort of get stuff on there. But if you do go to games, if you're like home and away or even just home games, then it is a really good app. But that is because obviously that's another one. Corey Adai, he was at Crawley. I wanted us to sign him in the summer. I looked at his goals prevented. I think he kept the most in League Two by far. I think it was about 16 or 17 goals he prevented. And he's 6'7", 6'8". He's a massive presence in that box. And then also Diamond's an interesting one because he obviously there was that thing, wasn't there, that what happened with him? It went round, but he before that he was at Lincoln and he tore us apart when I think what was it 6-3 they beat us. And he got a hat trick. Because that was when we didn't have any fit defenders. We were playing like Glenn Whelan, 39-year-old Glenn Whelan, centre back, and a very, very good team, very attacking team. So we'll definitely have to be on it. And what is your score prediction?
So I think it's going to be really tight, but I think our home advantage will come through. So I'm going to go for a very tight 1-0 win for County with a Louis Barry goal.
1-0.
There you go.
Yeah, no surprise, Louis Barry. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if anyone's got any other questions, then do leave them. But I mean, going in, I'm not sure how much you've seen of Rovers transfer-wise or even just in general. Have you got any questions for us as well? Because obviously it's been I think it's been 14 years since we played against each other in the league. I'm pretty sure it was 2010 the last time we played against each other. So have you got any questions or on Rovers or Taylor or the squad?
It's probably just danger men, really. I mean, Josh did say a particular player that didn't ring any bells to me on our show. But you've got, I know Bilongo's your only goal scorer. It'd just be interested to know where your threat's going to come from, because you say it sounds like you're pretty solid. Which we will ask questions of that. You're gonna get tested on Saturday. There's no doubt about that. But obviously, you'll have patches of play. Who are your danger men then that we need to look out for?
I mean, Neil, I'll let you go first, and then I'll give mine after. Who would you say?
I think you get a false sort of representation of Rovers at the minute when you hear like after Saturday, you'll hear stuff about, we drew 0-0 and defensively solid in that. We weren't. Like, our goalkeeper has had an absolute blinder. Like, another day, we come away from there getting it 4 or 5. They've hit the woodwork 3 times. Our goalkeeper's made 4 massive saves. It's not like we've defended really, really well and they've not worked our goalkeeper because we've been that well organised and that resolute. Luck was on our side massively Saturday. Like I said, to say we're defensively solid, I think is a stretch at best. I think there's elements of our defensive work which is really good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think we defend well from wide areas. We're aerially really aggressive, but we can get played round. If you can, like Saturday told a story for me where after 15 minutes we got found out, and then they went on the front foot against us and looked to play through lines against us and got loads of success. But as far as danger men, because we've been that defensively pro, we haven't really seen anything of a danger man. But for me, it's still Luke McCormick, because he can get on the end of anything at any time. So he's one of these midfielders that will make really intelligent runs, peel off of people, and he'll arrive late and get on the end of something. And he could have done it Saturday. We could have nicked a win out of nowhere.
He should have really.
He got a better connection on what he did, and I'd have fancied him to put it away. He's technically he's that good in them sort of areas. And I know it was only against kids, but the header Tuesday was textbook. You know what I mean? He couldn't have got any better. So for me, it's still McCormick at the minute.
Yeah, because he might not. Well, he probably won't start, but even off the bench, like he was a menace in the home game against Northampton. He come off the bench, but he probably won't start. But yeah, he's one which is just full blown energy. Like if it's a defender or a midfielder. I mean, for me, even though his end product is very frustrating, and he doesn't really have an end product, but he will always be a menace, and that's Luke Thomas. I would probably say it will always give everything. It will always try and dribble and go at players, but it's just his final pass and final shot is really poor. And also, I think Josh mentioned, was it Omachiri, wasn't it? Our new signing from Fleetwood, who we spent 500+ on. He's had a couple of chances. He didn't have a chance against Rotherham, but I think he'll be a problem. But it depends if we can have enough players up the field really to support him. And I'm not sure whether we're going to have Satoru up front or whether he'll play Sinclair up front like he did the opening day. I don't have a clue. Obviously, there is quality in the team. You got Martin. He's not fit yet, but he'll probably come off the bench. He might start. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, I think Neil's gone with Mac. I've gone with Luke Thomas because he's always a menace. Like he's a natural winger, but he's playing like right wing back at the moment for us, like in sort of a 3-5-2, 3-4-1-2. So yeah, like Neil said, there isn't really we've only got 1 league goal, and we haven't really Rotherham. There was two chances we had. Obviously the McCormick one was the best chance in the second half for both teams, but yeah, we haven't really got that attacking flair like you've got at the moment when you're scoring 3 away at Blackpool. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough, but that would probably be ours. So but pretty much gonna get on to ours. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, Russ. Like I said,
no problem.
Go and follow him on Twitter. Check out all the Apple Podcast platforms, Spotify, etc. Subscribe to them. And yeah, obviously, all the best for the rest of the season after Saturday.
Yeah. The usual line. Nice one, boys.
Cheers. In a bit. So yeah, that was Russ. Like I said, brilliant brilliant content they produced as well. Go and check out them. And yeah, Josh is here as well. Yeah, it's his son's first birthday tomorrow, so he's sorting stuff out. Didn't get this opportunity a couple of years ago, so I'm just trying to live in the yeah, absolutely, man. That's no worries as well, man. But yeah, I mean, you touched on it there about Rotherham. Obviously, I was with you there, both sat there and scratching our heads. Yeah, like you said, it. Yeah, it was one of those games. Obviously, going into it, quite a few people went. You and Josh went with a draw. A lot of people, there was a few Rovers wins, mostly Rotherham wins and draws. But yeah, what did you make of the team, the performance? Like you already mentioned, Griffiths had like I said, my reaction masterclass. Yeah, what did you make of it? And of course, if you've got any questions, comments, do let us know. So yeah, that's always good. But yeah, what did you make of the performance on Saturday?
Yeah, like I touched on a minute ago, I think it's pretty obvious of how we're going to look to set about the way we play. Immediately, not so much as the season evolves, but what we've seen over 2 league games and what we saw at Cardiff, we are going to be all about, under Taylor in this group, all about hard work and industry for 60, 70 minutes. Hard work, industry, getting behind the ball, being really dogged, trying to frustrate, get under other sides' skin, especially sides which are... There are going to be sides in this league, like I said before the season kicked off, there's sides in this league that are going to be technically better than us. There just are. There's like the league, you look at that league and look at the clubs in it and how they're operating, you just are. So we're going to set about trying to drag them down to our level, so to speak, I think, in the way we operate. But I just think Saturday, it took a quarter of an hour for Rotherham to find us out. They sussed us out within 15 minutes, and they found a way of, if we isolate this fella at the top end of the pitch, they can't get out. And basically, That's what they did, and they managed to suss it out after 15 minutes. Got Liam Kelly in little holes between our lines, and he got him operating on the ball and making them tick. And then we didn't get out of our half, really. We just got found out, and then it was a matter of, like I said, there's elements to our game which are improved massively. We're really aggressive aerially. We defend better in wide areas. Very rarely have I seen in the first sort of 3 games where crosses just fly into our box. We block well, we chase well. We give away throw-ins and corners, but we're happy to get reset and defend them because we back ourselves aerially. But there's elements to our defensive work which is very good. But let's not kid ourselves. We could have got it for 4 or 5 on Saturday because we got picked off time and time again, from certain areas and elements of getting played between lines. Our distances weren't great because we were playing against a side that were far superior to us in that element of play. So I know we've kept 2 clean sheets, but that doesn't tell the full story of those games. Mm-hmm. So I didn't mind the strategy and the way we went about how we wanted to operate. But I just don't think we executed it all that well, to be honest. Even though we kept a clean sheet, Griff was massive for us. If it wasn't for him, like I said, and the woodwork, another day, Rotherham hit aside for 4 or 5 like that.
Yeah. I think I talked to you, and I said if that was definitely last season, we get that's like another Lincoln game, isn't it? Really, away from home. That's 5-6 quite easily, to be honest.
Look, the attitude and application and the togetherness that's not to be questioned. That's far superior to what he had. And if we're going to start talking about Taylor as a manager and us saying, look, we're going to start judging him on his own group, he's done pretty well for me with what he's done. He's recruited what he's wanted.
Yep.
And one thing you can say about this Taylor side at the minute, from what we've seen on the opening 3 games, even though it is 3 games, we can see what we're about. There's an identity to us. And like I said, last season, when he had what he had and he looked like a completely different man, we was pissing in the wind, doing nothing. We didn't know what we were. We're just a bunch of lads going and picking up a paycheck before they walked off at the end of their expired contract. And it was a difficult, tough one. But like I said, he looks like a different fella this season. His shoulders are down. He's really comfortable with what he's got, the way he's operating, the way we're going to set about playing, I don't think will be to everyone's taste, but needs must. I think, like I said, we're in a league where our sort of we're not in that food chain of being able to go toe to toe with a lot of teams. So you just got to suck it up and make it difficult for 75 minutes. Make smart changes. But what we will be as a side, from what I can see over the first 3 games, just a side that's full of legs, and it'll make life hard for you. And if we can find a little bit of quality late on, we'll try. But ultimately, the majority of our game, and it's evident for me that we're a far better football team without the football.
Yeah, that's what we need to work on. I mean, even it's a Ben as well, obviously saying anyone get in the train. Now I'll be going in the car. I think you'll get in the coach, aren't you, Neil?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm driving, mate. I'm not.
You are driving, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be mad getting a fair play to anyone getting a coach. Chris, even to Chris as well, saying it'd be the same on Saturday, Stockport. Yeah, but that's what I mean. To be fair, like Stockport, we had it then. They're more of a attacking, fast-paced team, which almost, from games in the past and the good performances we had under Taylor last year, the Bolton away, Pompey at home, we perform better against these footballing sides and teams that like to attack. So that might, hopefully, touch wood, it works in our favor. But because for me, like, maybe the defense like Horsfall, but their midfield are a pretty young midfield. When you look at Lewis Bate, obviously Callum Camps, that'd be, he's another one that's obviously we were linked with many years. Obviously, it's never happened, but they're a much more sort of younger team within the midfield and attacking area. So I don't think they'll try and rough us up as such. But me personally, I just think they'll be more attacking, of course. If you watch them play, that's what they're like. They they get Diamond, they get Barry in and around, trying to get in behind. Obviously Barry's going to be the one, but they have got a good squad. But I agree. Like Jacob says, harder to beat, definitely. We talked about me, you, and Josh last week about the more physical element in our team, which is good. I think, there was a question, I don't know who it was from, but I think it was from the season preview we done. And it was about, do you think this style will carry on? I don't think it will. I think, you look at Taylor at Exeter, and I know that's in a League Two that's not obviously got the quality of League One, but I think the more and more we go, I think, yes, I would like us to be hard to beat, of course, which I've already said and which is already good. But like you said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I think he'll want the ball. That's the most important thing, especially going to Stockport now and other teams as well. We can't be, we have to keep the ball. Obviously we'll get into our lineups, but I would be adding more into I say more into the midfield. We had 3 in midfield last week against Rotherham, but that's the thing. The amount of times, you said it, we started really well for the first sort of 10-15 minutes. But like you said, with Promise being that only sort of get out and up the pitch card, once they sort of got onto that was us, back, like you said. And that's the thing. And Taylor has said it, and they would have been working on it. And he has come out and said it, that we need to be better with the ball and keeping the ball and sort of attacking as well as, everyone gets back to defend. We need to be like that as well when you're going forward as well. Especially in this system, you need, attacking and defending both at the same time, because a lot of the time, like you said, Saturday, they wouldn't really, Promise got the ball on Saturday against Rotherham, and there weren't many players with him. Satoru, was trying, but he just couldn't really get into the game. Like I said, it'd be interesting what he does, whether, he decides to go with Martin up top. He played the first half in the Tottenham game, or whether he goes Scott up top, or whether, who knows. But I mean, getting on, I'll quickly, I know you're probably not too bothered. You probably didn't watch the game against Tottenham either. I mean, what is your thoughts on that? If you've got any, are you one of them like don't care? Was it interesting for you to see the players? Did you still watch it, or don't you care about that competition at all?
No, mate, I watched Woking instead. But I caught the highlights, and I looked at it just for the sake of interest. But do I care about it? No, you know full well I don't. But I saw like all the excitement and the hype over, Kofi Shaw and all the rest of it. But I look at that and I think from the glimpses I saw, he did play well. He played really well. But let's not forget, he's kids playing against kids. You know what I mean? That's with all due respect to him. I'm not saying he should be doing that every week in that sort of, but you'd expect him to go in, like put on some form of display against that sort of players. You're not playing against a 28-year-old seasoned area ass midfielder who's going to lift you every time you get it. So it's a different sort of situation, but you can only play against what you're playing against, and he's done great. So if he's in contention for Saturday, like Taylor said, good luck to him and well done. And I hope he goes on to be brilliant for us. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and say he's a world beater because he's run around against a load of 17, 18-year-olds himself. You know what I mean? So time like that day will come, but it definitely wasn't, Tuesday. So but as far as what I'm looking at there, I pay no attention to it. It means nothing. It's minutes in legs again. It's good for building into a season as far as getting stuff under your belt, but as far as a performance and a result and any form of interest, it's very low on my radar.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it is with most. I said is, the only reason I went was there was nothing else on. To be fair, I do go to games in this competition, but obviously under 21s, I don't like it being in there, of course. But like like my tweet said, what else are you going to do on a Tuesday when there was nothing on? It was it was good to see other players get their opportunity. I thought Anthony was bright, like you said. You can only take thing is with me. I said as well. Yeah, Kofi was brilliant. He like you said, it is against his age group and stuff like that. But he was brilliant. He sort of played on. He was like a right attacking mid. Obviously took his goal really well. Hutchinson, it was good for him to get some confidence, a goal and assist. I thought Forbes and Taylor struggled a lot against that. Was it Lancashire or Lakeshire? The striker who's apparently, Dan Argyry said he's linked with Wrexham. I think they struggled against him. I thought Sousa looked really good. I think the partnership with Anthony was good. Senior was doing well attacking wise. It's interesting because Senior, most of his career has played as a wing back. He's not. Yes, he can play right back, but he's more of a wing back. And Satoru looked bright. He probably should have had a hat trick, to be honest with you. The chances he had, obviously, Maka done well, but like I said, as long as there's no injuries, then I'm not really. But I would still like to, even with a rotated team, I would still like to do well in that competition because our FA Cup record is appalling. It brings some money in. We had a chance to go a bit further, but was it Joey just played a weak team and and then obviously that season was done anyway. But yeah, we did lose on penalties. Obviously Garrett missed a penalty, which is unfortunate. But obviously there was a lot of faults on Matt Hall as well. Made some good saves, but had a absolute shocker for the third goal where he tried playing it to Senior, but he didn't see the player got in front, and it was bad. But that was his first competitive game, But yeah, we definitely do need another keeper. Ben saying, I think Stockport's toughest game so far. I can keep it solid and like Northampton take our chances when we get them. Yeah, fingers crossed. Chris says he thinks Lindsay Garrett to start in the midfield with Conte. Yeah, I do, to be fair. Get me to Wembley. I know Neil will be like, nah, I don't care. I wouldn't go, but get me. That's the thing. Like, we're not gonna we never do well in the FA Cup. Carabao Cup, obviously, we're already out. League One, on paper, anywhere between 10th to 16th is everyone's guessing. So why not try and go out, even with changes? Obviously, I wouldn't play a first team, of course, but I would like to see us try and get far, get more money, even though it's not really that money, and try and get far in it. But we'll see what happens with the other games. But we're going to get into our lineups now. So do leave your lineups. We'll get into score predictions in a minute, but let us know your starting 11s. Of course, let us know your predictions, lineup predictions, and score predictions in the comment. Keep hitting the like button as well if you haven't already. If we can get 50 plus likes, and subscribe if you're new. Like I said, if you have just joined, or if you missed the intro, thanks to everyone for 3,700 subscribers. No, 3,700, 6,700. So keep subscribing if you haven't. We are on the road to 7K. It'd be brilliant if we can get there as soon as possible. But Neil, what would be your starting 11 for Saturday against Stockport?
I'd go Griffin goal with the same back three as what we had. Rotherham.
Yeah.
Conter and Lindsay in the middle. Sinclair and Thomas wide of that, with Hutchinson and Maka off of Promise.
Interesting. So basically matching Stockport's midfield.
They're going to play a back four, aren't they? They're going to play a back four, and they'll play two. They'll play two wide. Yeah, they'll play three behind Wootton that will go and try and occupy both centre halves, because he's that effective at doing so. But more or less, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Ben said no chance Maka starts after playing 90. Who knows? He's got the what was Josh's nickname for him? The Wasp. The Wasp. So
I just think if you're going to go to, I think you need, like we've needed in all our games, you just need like legs all over the pitch against Stockport, because you just got to try and drag them into your game. Because if you start letting them play, you're an hide into nothing. And I don't mind what Taylor's doing at the minute as far as making subs just to get loads of legs and energy on after 60, 70 minutes, just turn it around and just injecting more and more energy into it. He's basically telling his side, run yourself into the ground, and then we'll bring people on as and when you're done, and we'll just keep doing it until we're coming off the pitch dead to get a result. And it's all, like I said, it's all industry and effort. There's not a lot of quality flying around. It's just all industry and effort at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. What is the score anyway? Do you know the score of that game? Apparently,
not taking any in, not seen.
Yeah, interesting. But yes, like you said, people have mentioned Maka, Hutchinson played 490s, 3-0 Notts County. Jesus Christ! Wow, 3-0 Notts at home. Fair play. I seen Napper's Shadow Cos vlogs. He said Fleetwood obviously played him on Sunday. In the first 10 minutes, that Fleetwood had 9% possession, and I think Notts County had 81. So fair play. But my lineup would be, like you said, Griffiths in goal, same back three of Taylor Moore, James Wilson, and Clinton Mola. I would again go with obviously the wing backs of Luke Thomas on the right and Belongo on the left. And then my midfield is the hard one, because like you said, Kofi Shaw in contention. He obviously got took off a little bit early. Hutchinson played. But I would go for 3 in midfield, but I would have it as like a back, or like a flat middle three. So I would go Conte as the defensive midfielder. Even though I don't think he's been that good so far, I would still play Grant Ward just for his box-to-box abilities. And then I would also play Lindsay for his composure. I think we need that composure, because so far what I've seen, in the first 2 games, Conte, has been solid in what he does. He's mainly the defensive player to play the, simple passes to defense or out wide. But Grant Ward, sort of struggled. Rotherham, he was giving it away a lot. But I think if you play them in a midfield three together, I think you get the best of both worlds. Like I said, box to box with Wardy, defensive of Conte. And then I think, yeah, the composure of what I've seen so far of Lindsay, and of course, he come off the bench at Rotherham and wasn't even in the squad for the Tottenham game. So I would imagine he starts, but then, yeah, what do you do? But that's what I would be. Grant Ward, Lindsay, and Conte, and then a front two of Promise, Omachuri, and Sartori had a tiny bit of a knock the other day, but I'm hoping he's okay. I'd probably go, I'd go Sartorio again. I'd go Sartorio up front with Promise. And then, just pack out the midfield. So that would be my lineup. Well, 3-1 now, says Ben Dow. Jesus. Yeah, Conte and Mola. Yeah, I think Mola, Mola's been brilliant, to be fair. Conte has been good. I think I think he does go a little bit under the radar. But yeah, I think Conte's been good as well. But yeah, we'll get on with our score predictions now. Get all your score predictions in the comments below. Let us know what you think. And also, like I said, don't forget to, if you don't put them in now, then do leave them in the comments because they go towards the giveaway. And like I said, only 2 people so far, Josh Pope and Mats, have only got a score right, and that was the Northampton game. So let us know your predictions and goal scorers as well if you want. But Neil, what would be your score prediction and goal scorers if we are going to score anyway?
Yeah, I think Saturday's where we come unstuck, to be honest. I just think that it's Huddersfield and Stockport are the sides at the minute that have just hit the ground running, aren't they? They're the best sides over the course of the first, obviously 2 league games. They're the ones that look the best in the division at the minute, and I think Stockport will be good at home all season, to be honest. I think we come unstuck on Saturday. I think we get beat maybe 2-0.
2-0. Who do you think scores for Stockport?
Well, Louis Barry's a form player in the division at the minute, isn't he? So you probably have to tick him off on one, and maybe, I don't know, Horsfall might bundle one in.
Horsfall as well. Interesting. I'm quickly going to check. I'm pretty sure Josh sent in his lineup as well. I think, Josh has gone for a 2-2. I'd love that. Entertaining game. He's gone with Omachiri and Hutchinson to score. He hasn't left his lineup yet, but I'm sure he'll leave it in the either comments after, or you'll see it on his Twitter anyway. So he's gone for a 2-2. Let's get a few predictions already in. Like I said, do leave them if you haven't already. Gordo has gone 1-1. Chris has gone 1-1. Mats has gone 1-1. Thatcher's End Sandwich says, I think we'll play better against the harder teams, so my prediction's 2-1. I'd love that. Would be brilliant. Ben Darrell's gone 3-1 Gas. Jesus, what an away day that would be. Pretty sure we nearly sold out as well, which should be really good. Like I said, it's a hell of a killer going to be that on Saturday. Promise and Macro off the bench in his prediction. Garsted's gone 2-1. My prediction, I'm going to go with a 1-1. 1-1. Oh, it is sold out as well, saying Chris. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 as well. I think Callum Camps will score because he's always scored against us in the past. Callum Camps to score for them, and I'm going to say I'll go Promise. Hopefully, he can get his first goal. 870. Pete Waymer said earlier, apparently, so that's decent. Only give us 900. Yeah, that's still good though. That's going to be more than. It's going to be more than we took. What was it? Rotherham we took about 611. But even then, it looked more than that. But yeah, I've gone for a 1-1. Neil's gone for a 2-0 defeat. And Josh has gone for a 2-2. So yeah, keep getting in your predictions. If you've got any questions as well, then do leave them. We're going to be finishing off really soon. So like I said, get your last predictions in. And any questions if you've got any. I'm behind, but loving even into Matt as well. I'm behind, but loving the fact Neil also has a game on, lol. Yeah, he's always, you can see it, he's always got some, whether it was the rugby, the Olympics, Yeah. So but yeah, that's our predictions. Like I said, we're gonna end it now. Like I said, if you haven't left your prediction already, do leave it in the comments. It counts towards our predictions league. Thanks everyone for watching. We're going to be back next week. Neil won't be with us next week, but Josh will be back. Neil will be back the week after. But yeah, thanks for watching. Me and Neil will be in Stockport along with the 870 odd gas heads. Do hit the like button, subscribe. I'll try and get the reaction out a little bit quicker this week. I know it was out a little bit later because it was just get in the car, get out of Rotherham, and yeah, get on the motorway. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Follow the socials on Twitter, Talking Gas Pod, Instagram, Talking Gas Podcast. Subscribe to Josh's channel, Gas Fan TV. Follow his TikTok as well. As I said, use the FanHub code, which is right down there as we speak. Use that code, checking at games, get a chance to play at the Mem, etc. But yeah, thanks to Neil as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Up the gas.